On the news this morning, social political pressure group urges River State government security agencies to curb rising insecurity in the state. Firefighters in River State call for urgent government intervention in the service. Military restates loyalty to Nigeria's constitution. Commander-in-Chief. Abductors of Greenfield University students threaten to kill students if 100 million naira ransom is not paid today. On the foreign scene, Bill and Melinda Gates announces divorce after 27 years of marriage. I am Ifeemi Andrew. A social political pressure group, Network for Defense of Democracy and Good Governance, NDDGG, has called for more proactive measures by the River State government and security agencies to curb the rising insecurity in the state. The group's Director of Operations, Williams Igwe, made the call during the inauguration of NDDGG Bonny Local Government Chapter. Mr. Igwe also inaugurated the executives on behalf of the group's leader, Ambassador Sobomabo Jackrich, and charged them to work diligently to ensure that the message of good governance is preached throughout the local government area.
NDDGG, being a grassroots social-political organization, came to Bonny to inaugurate its Bonny chapter. Our charge to them is to go into the nooks and crannies of Bonny Island and make sure that NDDGG is preached all across Bonny Island. I will just tell you that the River State government was non-proactive. Otherwise, having known that Owerri was broken down to security infraction, they should have known that the next port of call should have been River State and then blocked River State from all corners. But they were careless until the people came into River State and did what we did. But like I said, without preempting the position paper of my organization, we are coming up to the position paper.
On his part, the State Director of Finance, NDDGG, Florence Jumbo, charged the people of Bonny Island to get actively involved in politics. She said bad governance can only be a thing of the past if the right people are in leadership positions at various levels.
For a very long time, we have been suffering, especially with the riverine people. I want to tell my Bonny people, it's time, because we are always slacking back in politics. But this is time for the Bonny people to stand up and work for politics.
The coordinator of NDDGG Bonny Local Government Area Chapter, Inye Blessing Pepple, said there is no government presence in Bonny Local Government Area since the inception of Governor Wike-led administration. Mr. Pepple said they will work to sensitize the people on the need to support the call by NDDG for good governance in the area.
I intend to sell the organization to all nooks and crannies of Bonny LGA, preaching to them how necessary and how important we are to change the narrative. What is happening now is alarming, and even the projects are not equitably distributed. No riverine community have been developed to a city status. There's no presence of governance at all. The only project I see the government doing for 8 years is the renovation of a secondary school. The renovation started in their first tenure. Up till now, they are still renovating one school. So there is no presence of governance in Bonny LGA.
Meanwhile, a social commentator, Charles Jaja, says Governor Nyesom Wike should take responsibility for the security situation in River State and not blame the federal government. Mr. Jaja, in an interview, regretted the lingering security issues in Andoni communities.
He too, as a state governor, must also take responsibility in his own domain. Look at what is happening in Andoni. As I speak to you, a community known as Isho Okwakpa in Onyada has completely been sacked as a result of courtism and violence in the place. And yet the people are now resident in IDP camps at Ka in Kanaluku government. And their condition worse than every day. Such a great pain. And yet every time Governor Wike wants me to believe that the federal government is the problem. No, he swore an oath of office as well in the state to protect lives and property, which we want him to also uphold at this time.
Nigeria Union of Journalists in River State are calling on leaders in Nigeria to be tolerant towards journalists. Chairman of the union, Stanley Job, told correspondent Martha Okere that sanctioning media houses should not be the first step taken by government or leaders in response to publications criticizing government policies or an individual.
We should have leaders who are not dictators, who wouldn't want anything to be said about them, even though it's true. You know, one mentality we have in Africa is that anybody that is a king doesn't do anything wrong. He's always right. No, it shouldn't be so. Nobody is infallible. You can sometimes, in course of doing your decision, go the wrong way. And if the media report it, tolerate them and make a change. and not to place sanctions. That shouldn't be the solution.
The state NUJ chairman, however, called on journalists in the state to be on alert, especially in crisis-prone areas.
They should be professional in their job and be very careful. Watch out for dangers. Don't run into danger zone. If there is a crisis somewhere, you stay from far to watch, except it's very convenient for you to go in. So you have to be very careful, because you don't have to be the one to be reported. You went there to report what happened, but you shouldn't be the one. It shouldn't be the news.
On his part, the NUJ State Secretary Ike Wigodo regretted the journalists in Nigeria faced with intimidation, arrest, and harassment.
Journalists should be given the freedom to operate, just like it is done in other countries. And don't forget, Nigeria is a signatory to UNESCO World Freedom Day, which was signed in 1991 in Namibia. Journalists are not given the total freedom to operate. I'm saying this because of the various arrest, brutalization, all kind of inhuman treatment meted on journalists. Government in their own side are also not meet up the commitment they ought to. They still look for a way to cage in various of their policies. I see today the World Press Freedom Day should be a day to remind government of the need to respect their commitment to press freedom.
For journalist Olalekon Ige, he says there must be synergy between the security agencies and journalists. Speaking on the influence of media ownership and journalism, Mr. Ige said journalists should continue to uphold objectivity in their reports. World Press Freedom Day is celebrated on May 3 every year. The theme for this year is Information as a Public Good. The military has restated its pledge to the Nigerian Constitution and the government of Nigeria with firm loyalty to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. Acting Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, made the pledge on behalf of the military in a statement on Monday. The statement was in response to comments by Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark, which the military has said suggested a handover of power to it for the purpose of restructuring. While distancing itself from the comment, the military pledged that it would continue to discharge its constitutional responsibilities professionally. In the meantime, the PDP has called on the federal government to create National Borders Protection Force to secure the nation's borders. This formed part of the recommendations of the national chairman of the PDP, Uche Secondus, at the World Press Conference in Abuja. Secondus said the PDP is ready to help the APC-led federal government in addressing numerous challenges facing the country.
To reassess our confidence in the future of our union, cognizant of the spirit and letters of our constitution, and believing that we are all better together, that we are one nation under God, determined to build a formidable nation state. This is not politics, these are their facts. But to work in concert with our partners to rescue our nation from these avoidable perilous circumstances.
Speaking on the economy, the PDP chairman called on the APC to hire experts to help navigate the nation through its economic challenges.
We hope that our government should stop borrowing. Our future generations are being mortgaged and reloaded into avoidable debt trap. APC should do away with their nepotism and hire experts that will credibly navigate the nation through their economic challenges they have led the nation into.
The abductors of students of Greenfield University in Kaduna State have threatened to kill the remaining 17 students in their custody if their parents and the state government fails to pay the sum of 100 million naira ransom today, May 4. Some parents of the abducted students on Monday told the media that the fresh demand of 100 million naira by the bandits is in addition to the over 50 million naira ransom paid to them over the weekend, with the assurance to release their children. The parents said the kidnappers also demanded 10 new motorcycles before the end of today, or they will kill the students. A former Assistant Director, State Security Service, Dennis Amakri, says the rising cases of kidnapping will continue as there are no efforts to stop it. Mr. Amakri, in an interview with correspondent Maureen Ogolo, condemned the paying of ransoms and said the money being used to pay ransom should be channeled into the security agencies to acquire modern technology to combat insecurity in the country.
I don't believe in the payment of ransom because I know that when you pay ransom to a bandit, he will go ahead, use the ransom to buy more arms, use it to enjoy with his girlfriends, and then of course come back when he's broke. I know the parents are going to be very worried, but the whole idea is that if you don't pay, they will know next time that ransom will not be paid. But use the money to get the technology that will pinpoint where they are, go in there and take your people out and kill all the others, all the kidnappers there.
He said a state of emergency may be welcomed if it is the only way out of the present crisis.
I think Nigeria is scattered at this time. We are not together. There is no trust among Nigerians. And then, of course, the civilians who are supposed to be together and fight this thing are all different directions. If a state of emergency is going to solve the problem, then let us declare that state of emergency. But you cannot allow this slide. We are like a trailer without brake going downhill, no driver in the driver's seat. So this is something that we have to seriously think about.
The Akwa Ibom state government has promised that it will ensure the killer of Miss Iniobong Umoren does not go unpunished. Governor Udom Emmanuel made the promise on Monday when he led some members of the State Executive Council on a condolence visit to the family of the deceased. Umoren was the lady kidnapped, raped and murdered by a young man identified as Udwak Frank Akpan, who had promised her employment. Governor Emmanuel, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Emmanuel Ekuem, lamented that the late Umoren was awaiting an NYSC call-up letter before the incident. Speaking on behalf of Umoren's family, her brother and sister, Ukeme and Ifyok, thanked the governor for the visit and appealed to him to ensure that justice takes its course. Still ahead, firefighters in Rivers State call for urgent government intervention in the service. Stay tuned.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers.
The Vice Chancellor of the Rivers State University, Port Harcourt, Nlerum Okogbule, has charged the contractors handling the university's satellite campus in Eche to work according to specification and within the time frame. Professor Okogbule gave the charge on Monday when he led principal officers and the Governing Council project monitoring team to the official handover of the project to the contractors. He thanked Governor Nyesom Wike for approving the satellite campus in Eche. He said funds for the project have already been released by the government. He also called on the community to provide an enabling environment for the contractors to carry out their assignment.
Well, we just came to show the contractors the exact places where their buildings will stand. They have assured us that they are going to complete the projects within the scheduled time. And they have also assured us that they are going to deliver quality projects. We have the support and cooperation of the community, and with the kind of cooperation that we have from the community, we don't have any fears at all that these things will be completed at the stipulated time. On Wednesday, we're also taking them to Mohua to commence the same process, Mohua, and then on Friday, we're going to Ahoda.
On his part, Tasie Wike, who spoke on behalf of the contractors, appreciated the leadership of Rivers State University and assured that the project will be completed on time.
We are very grateful to the governor of Rivers State Nyesom Wike, for giving us this opportunity. We are very much grateful to the university for nominating us to do this job. We are promising that we are going to execute this job to specification with the fear of God to ensure that things are done normally and that this project is delivered on time.
Also, paramount ruler of Umola Abara Eche, where the campus is sited, Eze China Unwala, assured the River State University management of full cooperation of the host community.
I will thank His Excellency, who has made it possible for us to gather today, because without his choosing this place as the site for it, I don't think we would have gathered here. We appreciate that effort, and as the host community, what I'm ensuring them is that good atmosphere concerning the community. The community will be peaceful, and we will also embrace them and then cooperate with them to make sure that this project has come to an end.
Our correspondent reports that this is the first of the handovers as the campuses in Emoha and Ahoda will be handed over to contractors on Wednesday and Friday, respectively. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark this year's Firefighters Day, some firefighters in Port Harcourt have called on the state government to prioritize the welfare and hazard allowance of firefighters in the state. In an exclusive interview with our correspondent to mark the day, some firefighters said they still receive 100 Naira monthly hazard allowance. They also said there is no health insurance for some of their colleagues who sustain injuries in the line of duty. Firefighters at the River State Fire Service on Aba Road also called for the renovation of the facility. International Firefighters Day is annually observed on the 4th of May. It is a day to celebrate the risks and the work that firefighters do on a day-to-day basis. In business, tech giant Microsoft is collaborating with the federal government to create about 27,000 new digital jobs over the next 3 years. Microsoft President Brad Smith said in a joint statement with the government that they will use 1,700 trainers to train 5 million Nigerians. They also promised to improve internet connectivity by installing high-speed internet infrastructure in 6 regions of the country. Microsoft says it also intends to use artificial intelligence to help detect corruption. On Monday, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said the program would start within the next few months.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Bill and Melinda Gates have announced their divorce after 27 years of marriage. In a joint announcement on Twitter, they wrote, "We no longer believe we can grow together as a couple. After a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we've made the decision to end our marriage." The billionaire couple have 3 children and jointly run the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Bill Gates is the 4th wealthiest person in the world according to Forbes, and is worth $124 billion. On the news this morning, you heard that a social political pressure group, Network for Defense of Democracy and Good Governance, has urged the River State government and security agencies to curb the rising insecurity in the state. Firefighters in River State have called for urgent government intervention in the service. The military has restated its loyalty to Nigeria's constitution. The abductors of Greenfield University students have threatened to kill the students if 100 million naira ransom is not paid today. On the foreign scene, Bill and Melinda Gates have announced their divorce after 27 years of marriage. The news was edited by Enoho Obevere. Contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Efeani Andrew. Have a great day ahead.